Hey, sir, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How you doing?
What's your name, sir?
My name is Mo.
All right. Where we at?
Man, we are in Montgomery, Alabama.
All right. So a lot of people wouldn't see potential in this structure right here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Nobody but me.
All right. But you see the potential in it?
Yeah, I see a lot of potential in this property. This is a future Airbnb property for me. You know, I've been investing for about 8-9 years now. I've been a real estate agent for about 15 years now. And so I see tons of potential over here.
Okay. How old were you when you first started to work?
Man, I was 14 years old. You know, started out washing dishes at Wesley's in the Bistro in Old Cloverdale.
Okay. And today you're a real estate agent?
Yes.
In the Atlanta area?
Absolutely. Yep.
And you're investing in real estate?
Yes.
So what can you say to somebody right now that's in that first stage of life, working at 14, trying to get out there and make something out of themselves?
Man, you got to take advantage of opportunities, build relationships. You know, don't be afraid to go out there and figure it out. You know, educate yourself, teach yourself. You got YouTube, like right now. You know, you can educate yourself through all of these different platforms. It's not like it used to be. You know, back in the day, you know, we didn't have that, you know, where we can go to a platform and, you know, look up something and realize that, hey, I can do that too.
Yeah, or upload something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And get yourself out there.
Correct, absolutely.
So there is opportunity today.
Absolutely, man. There's a ton of opportunities out here, man.
All you need is a phone, basically.
That's it. That phone, man.
That phone. So why, you know, why invest in? Why do you personally, other than it being your home community, why do you invest in Montgomery?
Well, for one, you know, I live in Atlanta, the Atlanta area, and Atlanta is very expensive. Atlanta real estate is going through the roof right now. And so I wanted to figure out a way to, you know, utilize my funds that I did have and get a ROI on my money. And so, you know, what better way than come down to Montgomery where the prices and the homes are cheaper and turn over my funds.
Okay, so the return on investment here is pretty good.
Oh, it's high, 20, 30, 40%. You know, I like double-digit returns, man.
Okay, so you got the necklace. I see the barbershop.
Yeah, man.
All right, so you did that for a little bit.
Absolutely. Blue-collar worker, man. I've been cutting hair for about 20 years now. And I did it strictly from behind the chair. I didn't come from a rich family. I was born and raised right here in Montgomery in Ridgecrest, you know, on the south side of town. You know, so I didn't come from a family that had everything. I came from a family where, you know, I got up and I went to work. I was like the man of the house, you know. So I had 2 sisters, you know. So that was part of it, you know what I mean?
Gotcha. So now moving forward, you also do real estate?
Absolutely.
Okay. Although you live in Atlanta, you invest here.
Yeah.
Explain that a little bit.
Well, normally I'll come down here about once a week, maybe, to check up on my properties, check up on projects that I have going. But man, it's been great. It's been great. I love the Montgomery area. Has lots of potential, more potential than a lot of people realize. You know, Montgomery area is very cheap. You can live here for a little or nothing.
Yeah, I bought a house, livable. After I've done my little things, probably less than $80,000.
Yeah. See?
If I was buying a house in Atlanta or Tampa, we'd be talking $300,000 or $400,000.
$300,000 or $400,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I found that at least for what I do, I can make $1 easier here in Montgomery than I can in Tampa. And what I do, now if I was professional, I could definitely see me in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But for what I do, I feel like for a regular, like blue collar, you know, regular working class person,
absolutely,
there is potential out here.
Yeah, it's a lot of potential. Montgomery, I see it growing. I see Montgomery growing. I see, you know, we have the water park that's coming down, downtown area. They've dumped hundreds of millions of dollars into the downtown area. So I see plenty of potential. I don't see this being like this forever. You know, I really see Montgomery really taking off and growing.
Gotcha. And what would it take really though because Atlanta wasn't much, Tampa, I mean, these are places that are going to come up. Orlando wasn't much. What would it take to get Montgomery to that point?
You know, I think that the economic state, you know, for as jobs, you know, the tech world. So what's boosting most of those economies are the tech world. And so Montgomery has to get more attractive to those type of people. And I do think that because of the pandemic, and I think that there's going to be an exodus of people moving into places like
That's what
Montgomery.
I did. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah. Because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And then you can get a nice home in a nice area for dirt cheap, under $100,000.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to come here?
I did it. Yeah. I did it, and my life has changed because now I can breathe now.
Absolutely.
Before, I was always to my neck and dead and trying to figure out. Now I can breathe.
Right, and that's what life is about. Life is about freedom and time, because you can't get time back. So you want to, manage all of those things, and why not come to a city where you don't have to spend $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month to live. And I'm just talking about, this is just a mortgage. We're not talking about, car notes, other expenses, credit cards, student loans. This is just a mortgage.
Well, just think about the fact that the down payment on a house here that's livable, well, actually the full is probably the down payment somewhere else.
Absolutely.
So your down payment in a big city will buy you the whole crib here in Montgomery.
Yes, sure will. Sure
Gotcha.
will. I bought plenty of properties with, just like you said, a down payment that would be a down payment in Atlanta. Yeah.
Do you have any good? I'm sure you have good memories here in Montgomery.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
I do, man. Like I said, I went to Lanier High School. Went to Capitol Heights in middle school. So, like I said, this is my stomping ground, man. So that's why I said when I saw your video, I said, I see potential, and I saw those areas you're in. I'm like, I buy houses in those type of areas.
Exactly. The school system in Montgomery is not known to be the best. You went through the school system here.
Yes.
Do you have anything you'd like to share about the school system here?
Well, it's like, pretty much any other area. Most of the areas, especially like lower income areas, if people are not paying property taxes, they're leaving the houses abandoned, then you can't pour into the school system. And that's what's going on. Same thing here in Montgomery. Is a lot of abandoned areas, and so the schools suffer because of that.
Gotcha.
They need those tax dollars, to be able to maneuver.
What do you look for in a property when you're looking for a property? What do you see?
Man, I see like this property right here. This is a triplex. We got 3 units, 1, 2, and 3 up top. So this right here is gonna be Airbnb unit. All units I plan on Airbnb. Most of the time I just look for structure, make sure they don't have any cracks in the foundation.
I see a good roof.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I see block.
Yes.
This is indestructible.
Absolutely.
The bones are, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And then on top of that, this is on a crawl space, and it's not on a foundation, which makes me more comfortable, if I do see any cracks in it, because that's easy. That's an easy repair, not being on a foundation.
Are you ever afraid that you get into one of these houses like this, and that the cost of, you start to discover this and that, and it like turns into an elephant of repairs?
Man, it happens, but I'm in love with the journey. I'm in love with the process. So, that's what I fall in love with. Every property that I purchase is a learning experience. And so I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
It's a learn as you go sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you learn what and what not to do.
Gotcha. Anything else you'd rather share as far as, like let's say real estate in Georgia. What is it like right now being a realtor in a market where it's just almost makes no sense?
Oh man, it's like mayhem.
Yeah.
My advice, and I tell real estate agents, is don't get so caught up into sales. Me as a real estate agent, I never got so caught up into selling property to the point where I never had my own or own my own property. I always wanted to own my own property. I never wanted to just sell. Nothing wrong with it, but when you're talking about a market like Atlanta and the demand is so high, but keep in mind the price of material is rising as well. And so all of these things is going to really, really take a factor on prices in like places like Tampa and places like Atlanta, where the property values are rising like every month. You're talking about anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000. I don't know if the income really support that.
I've always wondered that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially they're coming from big cities up north where the incomes are better, and they don't understand that, like in Florida,
absolutely,
the economy is based off tourism. And if you have a hurricane, tourism is gone. If you have a red tide, the tourism is gone.
Yes.
If anything happens in the world, tourism is gone. But places like here, you have like an established economy from, you got the military, That seems like something that
Yeah.
makes a lot of difference here in the Montgomery area.
Yeah, but like I said, I see Montgomery growing. I think the mayor who's in position right now, he's young, so a lot of times you need that young energy to come into like an older city like this and help it elevate. And so I think that they're taking, the proper steps, and I think they're taking, he's utilizing his leadership to get to the point that Montgomery needs to be.
Gotcha. But I always think it's not up to one person; it's up to a community.
Absolutely. The community definitely has to believe in the dream. They have to see the potential.
Yeah. And it's there. You just have to see it.
Absolutely. And then it doesn't help when a lot of outsiders come in and buy up the real estate. It doesn't help the community. So the community has to come together and actually purchase these properties themselves.
Now. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now. Yeah. Because it's not much to get a hold of some of this real estate right now.
No, it's not.
But it will be when New York decides to finally empty out, because they got cash money. They'll buy these houses for $200,000 and think they're getting a deal.
Easy.
Yeah.
A place like this is like paradise to people in New York or California and those areas like that. Man, this is a dream come true for those type of people.
The weather's great.
Absolutely.
The winter's not brutal here. I mean, I can be in Atlanta in 2.5 hours. I can be in Nashville in 4. I can be in 3 hours in the Florida beaches.
Yep.
So we're not directly on the beach, but if you wanted to go to Florida, 3 hours. Yep. You're on the beach in Florida. Yep. Destin, beautiful beaches.
It's close to everything.
Yeah.
Panama City.
Very centralized.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Is there anything that you would like to see change in Montgomery? I know I'm putting you on the spot now. Something that you would like to see more of,
I would like to see the population increase.
I agree.
I think the population here has been stagnant for years, and like I said, I'm not sure what needs to be done to overcome that. But again, Montgomery is an older city, a lot of history, a lot of things went on, back in the day.
But it's 2020. When I first came to Montgomery, I saw an older white lady I must have been her granddaughter. She was black, holding her hand, walking down the road, and it touched me. It's not like it's 2021.
Right.
2021. It's 2021. I think Alabama isn't the place where bad things happen. I think Alabama's a place where something was done about it too.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you can look around and tell the difference, but I think the city is so segregated. From one side of town to the next side of town. You go to the east side of town, that's when you have more of your upper end people.
Yeah.
And then you have one side of town that's, pretty much just impoverished.
Yeah, but there's the one thing though. There's a lot of black people on that rich side too. On the east side over there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm from Florida. In Florida, your community, African American, and my community, Latino, are usually impoverished. When I came to Montgomery and I saw like where I live in Millbrook, there's subdivisions there that are probably more than half are African American, and it's nice house, big suburban houses, big yards. So right. there is wealth among the African American community here.
There is, but the numbers don't show that.
Yeah.
Of course, if you look at the numbers and you look at the wealth gap continues to spread. Yeah. Between the Latino community, between the black community, between the white community, the wealth gap continues to spread. And why is that? Because black people, the home ownership. A lot of us don't believe in home ownership. We don't believe in buying a house at a young age. We look at it as a burden when we should look at it as a way to
blessing, really.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I bought my first house at 23. I was 23 years old when I bought my first house. And this is how I've been able to scale up into real estate.
But that's a cultural thing. That's not always a lot of people look at that as a racial inequality thing, but a lot of times it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Every culture appreciates different things and has different priorities pretty much put into them.
But I'm gonna tell you this. So if you look at it, and it still goes on.
Yeah.
With the loans, the lending, all of that, like a lot of that still goes on to this day. There was redlining back
Birmingham,
in the day.
yeah. Explain that.
Redlining is pretty much where they pick and choose who they want to lend to. They pick and choose, hey, what area they're going to lend.
And an area maybe like Birmingham, for example, is a perfect example. Yep. The banks wouldn't finance certain communities, and they didn't have to say it was racial. They could have said it was this area. Yep. This area, we're not investing here.
Yeah,
because we don't see potential.
Exactly.
And that has played.
It goes on. It goes on to this day.
Yeah.
And it's just a different way of doing it. It's not the same. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, like, I believe personally that the harder your circumstances are, the harder you should try to overcome that.
absolutely.
You didn't let, you know, you didn't let all that stop you from doing what you had to do.
Correct.
It might have been harder for you. Okay, like for example, you came up out of Montgomery. It might have been harder for you coming out of Montgomery
Yes.
than coming out of a suburb in Atlanta or something.
Yes.
All right, but you didn't let that stop you.
No, I definitely didn't. But this is why I tell people too, you know, sometimes it's okay to get up out of your city and expand your horizon to see other things.
Get up out of your comfort zone.
Right, because you learn more, you know. And once you learn more, you learn what and what not to do. You get educated on things. I got educated on a lot of things, you know. And so that structured me through life, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think a lot of times your own background will hold you back in your own setting. Like me coming to Alabama from Florida, totally different experience, but it's been the greatest learning experience of my life. And a lot of people around me in my old setting, they wouldn't want that. They would have, oh, you moving to Alabama, you crazy. But now I look at the financial benefits and the experiences that I've gained from it, and it's been great to step outside of my comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. So maybe somebody from Montgomery might need, maybe for me, coming to Montgomery is the best thing I could have done.
Right.
But for somebody else, maybe leaving Montgomery is the best thing they could have done.
Right, man. We all possess different talents. We all, you know, are motivated by different things. And so you just have to figure out what it is, what motivates you. You know, what's going to be your driving force? You know, is it not coming from nothing? Are you just going to mope and groan about it? You know, or are you going to get up and really go out there, put your boots to the ground and get to it?
Get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The people here in Montgomery are very friendly for a big city. For a city this size. So I was just in Atlanta like a week ago. You get flicked off in traffic, people honking the horn. Get out of my way.
Yeah, you know, traffic in Atlanta is stressful. So,
Yeah.
you know, people get wrapped up in it. You know what I mean?
But people here are a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely. People here are more laid back, you know.
Somebody will open the door for you here in Montgomery.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I love Atlanta, man. Atlanta is a place that, you know, I've learned a lot just being in that city. You know, I've learned a lot. It's they call it the Black Hollywood. It's a lot of people, a lot of black people that are very fluent, you know, very, very wealthy black people.
Economical mobility.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But you have to be driven too.
Yeah, that's anywhere. Like anywhere
Yeah.
you go, you have to be driven.
Yeah.
But again, we can in those type places like that, we have the relationships. You can build relationships better in those type of areas because you have access. You have access to those people. You know.
Exactly. And that's important.
Very important.
Opportunity,
man.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you for.
Yeah, I saw you when I saw you on the YouTube. I said I gotta meet this guy.
Yeah,
I gotta meet him, man.
Yeah, y'all check out my YouTube channel, Beyond the Clippers. I talk about real estate. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a barber, but I also invest in real estate. And I show you guys the ins and outs. Blue collar worker, did it from behind the chair, 20 properties, and we ain't stopping.
Gotcha. What would you say to somebody who's thinking about moving to Montgomery, just to get the affordability?
Hey man, like Montgomery, like I said before, Montgomery has a lot of potential, a lot of great areas in Montgomery, very affordable to live. I think you can find a great job here in Montgomery as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's an awesome place for friendly people too. That's
Yes,
what I love about this place. Gotcha. And it's been a pleasure meeting you, sir.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And
for having
hopefully in
me
the
on.
future we can catch up again.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
It's been a pleasure meeting
Let's
you.
do it, man.
All right, man.
All right.
Yep.